Hi everyone and welcome back to the Astronomy Guide. In this episode I will guide you on the most basic fundamental things in astrophotography and how you could start and taking pictures like this, for example on the moon or the planets. So all these pictures that you see now is taken by me and by very simple equipment. So follow me and I will show you exactly how you will do it. So, as I said, you don't need a lot of fancy, expensive equipment to take really nice pictures of what's up in the sky when you do your observing sessions. So, I will show you basic information and basic tips and tricks on how to do it. And I will show you two different methods that you can use when you are new into astronomy or astrophotography, because it's really nice when you are out observing, you want to capture this nice view that you have in your telescope and have a nice picture of it. So, first of all, I use my mobile phone and use the camera on the phone. So nothing more fancy than that. And simply, the first way is you choose your eyepiece that you want to use for your observing session, and make sure that you have a good focus on the object that you have aligned in your telescope, so you have it aligned in your eyepiece. It can be a little bit tricky. If you have a manual mount of your telescope, you need to also constantly track the object that you have in the eyesight at the moment. If you have a GoTo or a computerized telescope, it will do that for you. So if you have a manual mount on your telescope, there is one more thing to have control of. But as I said, make sure that the object is aligned in your eyepiece. And very simply, very simply, you can open your camera on your phone and just place it over the eyepiece like this. Maybe we can see it like that. You place the camera over the eyepiece when the eyepiece, of course, is in your telescope, and just try not to touch the upper part of the eyepiece with your phone, because this can create vibrations in your telescope and destroy the view and the picture. But just hold the telephone 5 millimeters up from the eyepiece. Make sure as well that there is a dark surrounding around you, so there is no light pollution that comes between the eyepiece and the phone, of course. And then just adjust your phone very gently, small movements up and down and to the side until you see the object in your camera. Now you can try to zoom in a little bit on your camera and also do some night adjustments. So be experimental, try different settings on your phone, try different types of eyepiece. Start with a bigger one. 25mm eyepiece is a good eyepiece to start with, and don't take the most how to say challenging object in the sky. Start with something easy. Start with the moon. There you have more time also when before you need to do the adjustment and the tracking on the telescope if you have a manual mount. So a bigger eyepiece like 25mm, choose an object like the moon and try to experiment with the settings on your phone. And when you're happy, you can see this picture I show now is taken with this method. But yes, this method is a bit tricky. I really say yes to that. Because as I say, you need to hold your phone steady, not touching the eyepiece, and also between each picture you need to adjust the telescope if you have a manual one, and align the object again and again and again. So yes, It takes some patience and some time. So, but as I say, have patience. It's not done in 2 seconds, and then you have a lot of pictures that is amazing. But this is the first way to do it, in my view. Another way is to have a phone holder that you can use together with your telescope. This one is a Celestron XYZ, and check my other videos because I have a review of this one and what I think about this type of equipment. But this one I also use sometimes, but not when taking pictures, for example, of the moon. So if I will take a picture of a planet, for example, Jupiter, that is smaller, and I need to have my hands free to be more able to adjust my telescope to track Jupiter and also to avoid the vibrations. It's a little bit more forgiving when, for example, observing and taking pictures of the moon. But if you have Jupiter in your eyepiece center right now, it's not so forgiving on vibrations. Even the smallest vibration from the wind will completely get the focus out of the scope. So this one can be a good gadget. And I will not go in too much on how this equipment work because, as I said, I have the review of it. But it clamps on very easily and on your eyepiece. And some tips when using a phone holder like this is that prepare it inside. Don't be outside in the dark trying to clamp it on your eyepiece, connect your phone, and especially I have seen that when I have my phone in the holder like this, it's a little bit tricky. There is three adjustments up and down and to the side and also up and down on towards the eyepiece. It can be very fiddly to be outside in the dark and you get really frustrated. You see that you have the object in your eyepiece, you can't see it in your camera. So I often do like this. I prepare the eyepiece that I want to use for my pictures and my telephone. I connect it like this. I'm inside pointing at something bright like a lamp or something, and then I adjust. I adjust also the zoom on the phone where approximately where I want to have it. And one thing that you can discover when you're using different types of phone, of course, but some phone models have different cameras on the back side. And if you zoom in a little bit too much, it seems like another camera is used, and then you need to adjust a lot of the on the screws to have the next camera on the center of the eyepiece. This is what I discovered that can be very fiddly when you're outside. So be prepared in advance to choose a zoom that you think will be good for these type of pictures. And again, point at something bright like a lamp and adjust so you see the eyepiece in the camera, and then you can zoom in on the up and down so you have a good picture of the eyepiece. So have this unit, this eyepiece, the iPhone holder or the phone holder and your phone already prepared. So when you are out, you have focused your object in your telescope. Very gently remove your eyepiece and put in this one instead. One thing also that I have discovered is that this equipment is pretty heavy. So when you put it in the telescope, it can heavy it down a little bit. So the centering of the object is not aligned anymore. So be very gentle when you put this into the telescope. Tighten a little bit and hold it underneath. So you help it a little bit, and then is very gently when you see the object on the screen, just let go a little bit of the hand and see what happens. Maybe you see the object goes away off at the camera, but now you see which way, and then you can easily adjust your telescope. I have seen that computerized telescope seems to be handling this weight pretty good. I have a Celestron Cosmos 90 GT, and this one is not good when using this type of heavy equipment because it's not holding that weight. So the telescope is completely out of track. It's falling down more or less. So try again, experiment. But this is the two types of equipment or methods that I use. The one with the eyepiece and the phone, and the one with eyepiece, the NextYZ from Celestron, and my phone. I have other cameras as well that you put into the eyepiece holder that is designed for that. But this is a basic astrophotography information video, how to say, on how to start your journey. Because I always say like this: don't go and buy the most expensive and best equipment you can find, and try and see if astronomy and astrophotography is something for you. Start with something smaller, a little bit cheaper, maybe second hand, and try. If this is something for you, of course you should upgrade to a camera that you put in on your telescope and things like that. But start slowly, because you will be disappointed if you buy a lot of expensive equipment, and some equipment is really technical as well and can be hard to understand in the beginning, especially if you are completely new into this. So go in with an open mind, experiment, and also when you see on the internet and social media very powerful pictures taken on some objects, do some research before on the telescope that you have, what is reasonable to see. Because I hear sometimes, I saw this picture that was taken by a phone through the eyepiece on this telescope, and I can easily say that that's impossible. That picture is either AI generated or taken from another one, taken by another telescope, another equipment. So do some research. You don't go out, you see, for example, the moon, a planet in your screen, and you are completely devastated and disappointed of what you see. Maybe that's a really good picture that you have in front of you with the equipment that you have. So don't have too high expectations, but I don't want to let you down either, because you can take really nice pictures with very easy equipment, both telescope side and eyepiece, phone holder, or phone. You don't need the best thing, absolutely not. And also have in mind that the how to say, the observation time that you do this, it can differ a lot. You can see the moon very bright if you take that one, for example, and you don't get a really nice picture, but maybe the day after you will have really good pictures. So there is so much things that is an input on how the picture will be. So take it easy. If you go out for an observing session and you don't have the really nice pictures that you expected, go out again some days later and see if the observing parameters are better or not. So okay, this is the first video about astrophotography. I will try to make even more when we are outside observing, and show you hands-on what I do with equipment on the telescope, how to align and things like that. But I want to mention one more thing before we end this video. And I talked a little bit about the vibrations. So I actually have a little remote control like this. This remote control is actually from my camera stand that I'm using right now to record this video. And this one you can buy in an electronics store, very cheap. Also as a standalone unit, you don't need to buy a complete camera stand. But it's really nice when you have connected, especially when you have a phone holder like this, you have connected everything to your telescope, you have the object in the center of your screen. You can easily just touch this button, push this button, and take either a picture or start a recording. You don't want to touch the display right now, because then it will be these micro vibrations going into the telescope and the focus will be ruined. So this is a good gadget to use when starting this. As I say, very cheap, but it's almost a must to have, I would say, to eliminate these vibrations. But okay, thank you so much. I hope you found this video helpful, and please comment, like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what is your experience? Post videos or pictures on your channel maybe, and share your experience as well. This is a really nice hobby, and I hope that all of you will take really nice pictures and videos and be proud of them. It's not easy, so, and you need to start somewhere. So don't have too high expectations and work your way forward and experiment. Thank you so much and take care. Bye.